Have you ever been ready to drive the robot, so you hit the play button on the driver's station and the robot just suddenly drives off in a random direction? This is actually not an uncommon issue during matches, and one of the most common causes relates to how the gamepads are calibrated. Let's take a look. I have here a Logitech F310 gamepad plugged into a Rev driver station with a very simple op mode that just shows us what the current value of the joystick is on the left side. Right now we're in a good situation because with the joystick at 0, we are reading 0. But I'm going to go ahead and unplug this real quick and plug it in again with the joystick at a value other than 0, someplace outside of the center. Now what happens is we see that even though we have the joystick currently at the 0 mark in the center, we're getting a value other than 0, this 0.6, pretty significantly in the down direction. If we try and push the joystick back up to the place where I had it when we plugged it in, we can get back to 0. In fact, we could even get past 0 all the way into -1, and we can go all the way in the other direction to full +1. So we still get the same range of values, but the 0 mark is something different. The fix in this case is to simply unplug and plug the joystick back in with the joysticks at the center. This puts us back in the situation where we get the full range -1 to 1 with 0 in the center like we would expect. And this tells us that the gamepad is doing some amount of calibration based on wherever the joysticks happen to be when you plug it in. The various different types of gamepads will do this in different ways. So for example, if you have one of these newer gamepads for the PS5, then it has a different way of calibrating. And in fact, that calibration may change over time. You may get some drift where the joystick stops reading the value 0 in the center regardless of how you plug it into the driver hub. So it may be necessary to go and figure out how to reset it using instructions available online. Regardless of which type of gamepad you use, it's important to understand how it knows where 0 is on the joysticks. For the Logitech F310, it's going to decide that when you plug it in. For other controllers, they have a bit more complicated method of doing that calibration. That's all there is to it. When you plug in a gamepad, make sure it is fully upright and nothing is being pressed. And if you consistently get values other than what you expect out of your gamepad, it may be time to look up how to reset it. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you at the field.